Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to BhagavatSanga program. This is our Srimad Bhagavatam program where we read prayers of pure devotees. The current theme is prayers of Nalakuvara and Manigriva. These are very beautiful prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10, from verse 29 to 38. Today we have a very wonderful devotee, Lada Mataji, who will be sharing the verses and her realizations. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, devotees.
Over to you.
I would like to thank you for giving me this beautiful opportunity for my own purification. Any good coming out, that's not that's not my credit. It's a credit of all acharyas and our gurus. All the mistakes, errors, misunderstanding, that's all mine. And please forgive me if anything I confused or deliver something incorrectly. I would like to start the presentation with prayer. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Tapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadam Tikam Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shinyavari Pashatya Desha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Srimad Shri Vasari Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This beautiful story, I'm sure, will know the story. I would like to start my presentation. First, let me share my presentation. I would like to start actually with the prayers themselves. I would like to read part of it, some verses, some translations, so I can share my reflection and my realization. The prayers by the Arjuna trees, the two demigods, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, sons of treasure, two demigods, sons of treasure. They were cursed by Narada, and we know the story, the end of the story. Krishna freed themselves, and when they come out of these forms of Arjuna trees, they deliver a beautiful prayer towards Krishna, and I would like to read a few verses, the translation. Lord Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme, original person, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote. And you are beyond this material creation. Learn, Brahmanas, know that you are everything, and that this cosmic manifestation in its gross and subtle aspect is your form. You are the supreme personality of Godhead, the controller of everything. The body, life, ego, and senses of every living entity are your own yourself. You are the Supreme Person, Vishnu, the imperishable controller. You are the time factor, the immediate cause, and your material nature consisting of the three modes, passion, goodness, and ignorance. You are the original cause of this material manifestation. You are super soul, and therefore you know everything within the core of the heart of every living entity. O Supreme Auspicious, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you, who are the supreme good, a most famous descendant and controller of the Yadu dynasty, O son of Vasudeva, a most peaceful, let us offer our obeisances unto you, lotus feet. O Supreme Form, we are always servant of your servants, especially of Narada Muni. Now give us permission to leave for our home. It is by grace and mercy of Narada Muni that we have been able to see you face to face. I would like to invite us, all of us, and mostly me, to explore the deeper meaning of these verses and focusing on the nature of material bondage, the causeless mercy of the Lord, and transformative power of Krishna pastime. Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna itself, full of transcendental wisdom, offering practical insights for our spiritual growth. The story where Narada Muni cursed Nalakuvara and Manigriva, sons of Kubera, to them to become trees for 100 years, were the biggest mercy delivered at that time to them, because reduced to free form, they were awaited for Krishna mercy, for liberation, to be liberated by Krishna himself. So the first part of it, it's nature of material bondage. That realization, we can dig deeper into it, but it boiled to one very important reflection and message realization for me, that material opulences and indulgence can lead to forgetfulness of the divine. We know how the story goes when Nalakuvara and Manigriva were having good time from their perspective, enjoying themselves with many material, I think, indulgence were available to them because of the good karma, basically. And but they went too far. They intoxicated themselves and engaged in frivolous activities with young women. And when that happened, when Narada Muni was passing by, they didn't come to them, that they didn't wake up at that moment, who are in front of them, although they were in their own pleasure at the moment. They could have snapped out of it, but they didn't. So that the three mode of nature, material nature, has very strong power to pull us into that dream, into forgetfulness, into that intoxication without even consuming anything physically, I would say. Our mind can drift away from Krishna, from the Lord himself. So that lead us to next. I want to mention that on that point, Narada curse was a compassion, because by cursing this, sage Narada cursed Nalakuvara and Manigriva for their arrogance and indulgence, reduce them to a tree form, and at the same time, he give them opportunity to wait for Krishna mercies for liberation. They had to go through this experience to come different as on the other end. So witnessed Lord Krishna receive his mercy after standing as trees for 100 celestial years in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. That was a blessing in the sky for them. They regained their celestial life in the end and became great devotees of the Lord. We see the causeless mercy of the Lord. And another realization is that our karmic trees, so to speak, can only be uprooted through divine intervention. The beautiful story when Krishna simply crawling with a mortar tied to his belt, to his waist, effortlessly pull out 2 trees. That by itself, absolutely beautiful. I cannot conceive it. That's very, very, it's beyond my understanding. But that's beautiful story. Although I like that too. Quotes I added. Although he was able to pass through the passage, the large wooden mortar stuck horizontally between the trees. Taking advantage of this, Lord Krishna began to pull the rope which was tied to the mortar. As soon as he pulled with great strength, the 2 trees with all branches and limbs fell down immediately with a great sound. Out of the broken, falling trees came 2 great personalities shining like blazing fire. That's me. So in that particular moment, I had to stop and read the prayers again and again, because those words which I read on the beginning of the presentation bring us, me, since I'm sharing that, my relation, brought me back to that, to those moments when I may be busy with my everyday life and doing stuff, but I learn listening to teachers, acharyas, gurus, devotees, by my association with devotees, I learn and train myself, see Krishna in everything, like all material creation built from the elements created by the Lord. We didn't do anything. If I'm looking at the paper on the wall, I have pictures, I have house built from something. That's all compiled with living entity's hands, minds, inspired by Lord himself too. So no matter what I'm looking at, I see the Lord. And next slide. That's I think I jumped far. The transformative power of Krishna pastimes. Reading this simple but absolutely stunning story, which Srimad Bhagavatam full of them, give me realization that everything, Krishna is a baby, and after doing what he did, he just went back to his ordinary life and just froze a baby and came back to his monkey friends and other friends. And I put some notes. The Lord's pastime blend the profound and the playful, captivating all of us, and teaches about the Lord's mercy and dangers of material attachment and the path to liberation through devotion. That's what I read, and again, reading the prayers of Arjuna trees ground me back to this understanding and realization. Even the most mundane seeming activities in Vrindavana carry transcendental significance. That's why I love to read Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, as often as I can. Vrindavana represents the highest spiritual abode, where every activity is centered on love for Krishna. Immerse ourselves in Krishna's pastime and seek the association of devotees to progress on the path of bhakti. That's a very important point and very deep realization. Surrounded by devotees last 3 years, I'm grateful. I cannot even say how much I'm grateful for these for the blessings to be in this beautiful association with devotees. My reflections, few of them, I just listed reflection and realizations. And reflections, that Krishna fulfills the desires of his devotees by his ultimate aim is to reconnect them with their eternal spiritual identity. Krishna pastime are not limited by material logic. They revealed his transcendental nature. As I mentioned before, our karmic trees, so to speak, can only be uprooted through divine intervention. That's how strong Maya and material forces and pull us down to this material world. But gratitude and devotion lead to liberation and eternal connection with the Lord. And few points of realization: humility and gratitude, association with devotees, faith in Krishna mercy, and focus on devotion. That's, in the end, prioritize bhakti as the ultimate goal of life for living entities. And we are very fortunate to have a human body, observing every day, living in a country, observing everyday animals. I understand more and more. They don't have this luxury. But fortunately, Arjuna trees had memory of the Lord. So they, all 100 years, they remember Krishna. There's a small prayer found online, and I like it. It's very simple and very practical, and I would like to share with all of us, and I would like to read it. O Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, I seek your divine mercy. Just as you liberated Nalakuvara and Manigriva from their fallen state, kindly deliver me from the bondage of material existence. Grant me the strength to remain humble, devoted, and always engaged in your loving service. May my life be dedicated to glorify your holy name and pastime. Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, that was such a beautiful class. So nice. You covered the essence of the prayers with your realizations and reflections. That was amazing. Couple of points which you already highlighted, but I would like to reiterate is only by the mercy of the Lord, only with the divine intervention can we our karmic trees can be uprooted. Yes, we can do our endeavor, we can do from our end, but we need Lord's mercy. And that's why that 2 inch is always short when Mother Yashoda is dying. So beautifully explained that. You also said how Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they had so much opulence and they forgot Lord. So we need to constantly remember that, when we're happy, we tend to forget, and only in pain we remember. We need to always, always think of Krishna and never forget. And third point that you said is the transformative power of Krishna's pastimes. So these look like mundane activities, but they are not. They are transcendental pastimes. Anything in Vrindavan is transcendental. So beautiful, Mataji. Very nicely you covered. And the final point is immerse yourself in Krishna's pastimes and seek the association of devotees. That's the way to progress in bhakti. So sadhana, devotee association, faith in Krishna's mercy, humility, gratitude, and that's the way for us to progress in Krishna consciousness. Beautiful class, Mataji. I think
Hare Krishna.
it's amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Devotees, thank you all for joining the